welcome to The Kurt Locker, a podcast where we chronologically step through and discuss the films of Kurt Russell. My name is Andrew Gormley, and I am one of your hosts. I am joined on this episode by many people, all of whom are co-hosts. So let me try to go down this list really quickly here. I don't have any pithy kind of introductions for everybody.
Yeah.
So starting at the top, I have Daniel Spencer. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
And then we move on to Lindsey Nelson. Hello, Wow. Hello, Lindsey.
Hello, Andrew.
Lindsey. Up next, Erich Hall.
Oh, hey, everyone. I didn't see you there.
Surprise there. I was going to say, did we surprise you on a street corner? Because...
Unbelievable.
How did you get in my boudoir?
And of course, the podcast would not be complete without Whitney Nelson.
Yes, the inimitable, the omnipotent Whitney.
Correct.
She's here.
Obviously.
Hello.
We need
You're
you
welcome.
here.
She's referring to herself
You're welcome
in the
for
third
me.
person now.
Good day.
We're all. I'm liking this energy. It's a little chaotic, but I'm really liking what's going on. How rare is it to have like 5 people on a podcast and have it go smooth as hell? I don't know if it's ever happened, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
We're doing our best.
We're also all clearly very sassy tonight, so.
Yeah. Hey, I like it.
Tonight,
Just all the time.
Just
a sassy group.
Just
sassy
the
forever,
default.
I think.
Yeah.
That all checks out. This is interesting. We're 2 months now, a month and a half out from the end of our Cool Breeze Over the Mountains final episode for the foreseeable future, I would say.
Temporarily final.
Yeah, and we have now moved on. As many people as I could scoop over from that show, we now have here for the Kurt Locker, where we're doing the same thing for Kurt. It's going to be very interesting. I want to take a minute up top, like we had done before. This is going to be at the top of every episode, but how to get in touch with us, all this good stuff. Everyone has been champing at the bit, as it were, to have us kick this off, which is nice, but also I feel the pressure, so it's good. Here we go. You can now find our website at 12and24.com. That's the numerals 12 and 24.com. That's where all of these podcasts are going to live. That's where Cool Breeze currently lives. That's where this is going to live. New good stuff coming up will also live there. Other secrets and things like that. You can email us. The email address is kurtlockerpod@gmail.com. That's already set up. And then you can hit us up on Twitter at kurtlockerpod. So we're already set up for everyone to get in touch with us. Unlike
and
maybe
we're ready and waiting for your feedback at all times.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
It was one of the best parts of Cool Breeze, so we want to bring that over.
Right. I think there's probably a fan base just as large, if not larger, for Kurt. I don't know. We'll have to see. We can actually do a pretty direct comparison and see how it shakes out. So the only thing that's changed is the actor, really. And then this is our first episode, but go ahead and review it and say you loved it. You've loved what you've heard so far.
Do that. Do that.
All the
The
stars.
hosts are charming. There's definitely not too many of them at one point on this episode.
Yeah.
They never talk over each other.
A flawless
great
give
when
and
we-
take.
Correct.
When we stumbled into Erich's boudoir, that was a classic.
Remember when? Remember when?
And Whitney went ahead and thanked us all for herself.
Yes,
So.
you're welcome for me. I don't know what's hard to understand about that. I am here, and you are welcome.
Right. So mention that in your review, maybe, with the 5 stars. So do all that.
Say,
All right.
Thank God Whitney's back for more.
So
Already off the rails.
if you're not familiar with our show format, if for some reason you have found this without listening to Cool Breeze Over the Mountains, which I highly recommend you do. It's quite a journey. But if for some reason you don't know what our show format looks like, I'm going to run down how each episode is going to go here. So at a very high level, we'll start off with any Kurt Russell news. He is still an active actor making movies. So it's possible
Damn right.
that over the course, it is possible over the course of the next year or so that we are doing this show that news will come out about him and what he's working on. Then we move into a synopsis. From there, we go to critical audience and listener reception. That's where you have the opportunity to write in, have your voice heard. Then we have general thoughts, which are, we tend to try to stay spoiler free, but whatever, depending on the movie, it could go either way. Just general high level thoughts. Then we'll have a deep dive where we go play by play through the scenes of the film, generally following if there's something on Wikipedia or IMDb, we'll use that as the skeleton. Then we do our overall, would you recommend this film? Yes, no, at a high level. And then we are going to rank the films of Kurt Russell. So that feels pretty good.
I do want to bring up the fact that there is a notable omission in this, which is trivia.
That's correct.
There will be trivia. Yes or no?
I believe that there will be trivia. However, I need to find out what the hook is there, because it was built. It felt built in for Keanu, right? We had a line.
Well, the name came up organically with Pop Quiz Asshole because it was a line from one of his biggest movies. So it did organically sort of flow in that we were going to do trivia because we were like, it's already there. We've got Pop Quiz Asshole. Let's do it.
Yes. I think that is probably one of the most popular parts of Cool Breeze. That's what people tended to show up for. And we had a lot of people get in touch with us about it, where we had a pop quiz audience presented by Charles Nolan, one of the greatest hosts ever of a game show, ever.
Yes, correct.
So
he was a bit much for me, but
not only do we need to top Charles Nolan, or at least match that energy, but we also need to find the hook for Kurt. So in our opening episodes, I don't believe it'll be there, but I think that's okay because Pop Quiz didn't arrive for Cool Breeze until a few episodes in.
It was quite a ways in.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if you have ideas, if you have thoughts, let us know, because it's something that we think is a favorite of Cool Breeze, but do you want it here for Kurt? And is it, what are your thoughts on how to slip it into the format naturally?
Correct.
We want to hear back from you.
That's key. That's key right there. Needs to fit. That is overall the show. But why we're here today is we're talking at a high level. Again, if you had listened to any of the final episodes of Cool Breeze Over the Mountains, there was a lot of deliberation on ultimately how we arrived at Kurt. But for everyone here now, we have most of the co-hosts and most of the voices that you're going to hear throughout the seasons of the Kurt Locker. We want to ask at a high level, why Kurt Russell, right? Keanu, in my heart, this is one of my favorite people on the planet, right? Just at a person level. And then a lot of the things he's done just happen to align with things that I really, really like in films. So I certainly feel that way about Kurt, but maybe to a lesser degree. And as we'll find out, that might be because I just haven't seen everything that Kurt has to offer. So I have less experience with Kurt Russell films than I did with Keanu going in. So Whitney, do you want to tell people how we kind of arrived or why we ended up on Kurt Russell?
Yeah, so for me, the biggest criteria when we were talking about new people, there was so many people on the list, and trust me, anyone that you're like, why did they not do this person? We thought of them. But for me, the biggest criteria was we wanted as big a range of movies as Keanu has. So you're talking like weird period stuff, sci-fi stuff, rom-com stuff. Like we wanted to hit all of the genres. And my example that I've been going to is Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep's a phenomenal actress, but if you look at most of her career, you're watching the same kinds of movies over and over again. We wanted someone that fit that spanning the genres thing, and Kurt Russell really does that. He's got a few things that are sort of his niche, but we go everywhere from old 70s Disney's movies to sci-fi to westerns to all kinds of stuff. And I think that for me, the variety and bouncing back and forth in the movies that we're watching and what they're like was pivotal to keep it interesting for people that are watching it every week and like following along with us, or for us, the hosts ourselves. If you get too entrenched, like a good example is brought up multiple times was Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is a great one. But if you watch all of Bruce Willis's movies, you're watching a lot of the same movie over and over again. And
especially the recent ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that.
It was also one of the only arguments against Tilda Swinton was that you're 70% artsy experimental films with her. So
yeah. So Kurt Russell to me was just the most varied and the most fun. When you're looking at overall catalogs of work, Kurt Russell stood out to me at the top. And also Vincent D'Onofrio, and I still think we should do Vincent D'Onofrio at some point. But just at the top of fun, action-y, but also all over all of the genres. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was so excited about Kurt, is that it was a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think you summed that up really well. That's pretty much how we arrived where we did.
I was just going to say, I don't want to get too meta about this, but it's also a nice mix of sort of quality of films. So we're not watching a bunch of
what are you trying to say about Keanu?
No, I feel Keanu was the same way. No,
Got it. Okay.
There were some like tentpole big budget movies, and then there were a couple of movies made on a camcorder. Like that I think makes the watch through more interesting.
Sure.
And I think Russell has some of that as well.
Absolutely. So the movies we'll be watching, the qualifier for me, I put together this list. We're going to discuss the list. We're not going to go through all of the films, right? They're not like, I'm not going to list them out, but suffice it to say, I put together this list. Here is the criteria that I used when selecting these films.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I have some questions once he's done with the criteria.
Perfect. So maybe the criteria will help clarify this, but maybe not. I don't know. If he was uncredited, or it was a TV movie or a television show, it's off the list right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. So that narrowed it down because he had close to maybe 100, or just over on his IMDb. So that basically chopped the list down to around 60, maybe, something like that. Then for the early stuff, which again, we'll get to in a minute, I clicked through IMDb and I was like, if he was in one of the first 3 slots of listed actors, meaning like top billed, I was like, I guess we're golden here. But again, my experience with that is I have not seen anything before 1980 that Kurt Russell was in. So I don't know. That brought our list down to, what are we looking at here? I count 59 films. Mm-hmm. So
as of the Christmas Chronicles 2 being released.
Correct, which just came out like 2 weeks ago, which is great.
Correct. Yes.
So that is kind of our list. We have some animated films, we have some action films, we have big budget movies like Erich said, we have smaller kind of dramas mixed in there. So it's a lot of everything. Now, I can't wait to be grilled over some of these choices that I did make or didn't make.
No, there's only one.
Bring
there's
it
only
on.
one grilling.
Okay.
And that was, I was going through the list, and we have The Captive, The Longest Drive 2.
Yeah.
We have The Captive, The Longest Drive 1, and I was like, was he not in it? Do we need to see it to know what happens in the next one? And before Andrew got online, we were doing a little digging online to try and figure out what the deal was. And it seems like The Longest Drive was a sequel in theaters, maybe, to a made-for-TV movie that does star him.
Wild.
So there was like maybe a TV show called The Quest and then a movie called The Quest. And the movie was made for TV, but starred Kurt Russell, and The Longest Drive is the sequel. And I just want to know if we need to see the first one before we see the second one, even though they have wildly different names and seemingly no follow-through in plotline.
I guess the real question is, how entertaining would it be to try to figure out the plot of a movie you just watched the sequel of?
Absolutely entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm
And
all
I
about
am
fun.
totally fine with jumping into a sequel without seeing the first one. But since Kurt Russell was in the first one, that was my main question.
Yeah. Then we may have to make an adjustment. Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want everyone to have to sit down and watch 10 to 24 episodes of a television show and then a made-for-TV movie just as the qualifier for this film.
Correct.
So if it's
I
too
don't.
hard in one direction,
don't
we just
either.
remove the sequel. So, and our list becomes 59 or 58 rather.
I think most directors would try and do a little bit of onboarding at the beginning of a movie for anybody
I
who
would
hasn't
assume
seen.
so. So
I
I
hope.
think that we could probably jump into the second and then guess at the first.
Sure.
But I just wanted to make sure that we were upfront about it and that we were clear about what we were doing before we got into it. Because that's technically going to be season 2 of the podcast. So I wanted to make sure ahead of time that we all were on the same page about whether we were watching The Quest or not.
Okay. All right.
I'm totally down.
Tentative, yes. But hey, if it turns out to be too much work, we're dropping it.
Also,
We're
I
dropping
don't
it.
understand how a movie titled The Captive, The Longest Drive 2 is a sequel to the movie The Quest.
No, it's a sequel to
It's
The
the-
Quest, The Longest Drive.
The longest drive.
Holy shit. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not what it shows on IMDb. It just
Quest,
shows
The
The
Longest
Quest
Drive.
on IMDb.
I think The Quest is an actual TV show, maybe?
Right.
It's all
So The
very
Quest is
I'm
the
confusing.
looking
TV
at
show.
the TV movie.
Damn. All right. I'm already thinking we remove it. I'm already confused. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's suffice to say that's our list. For better, it's
Just The
almost our
Quest.
list. It's like
Welcome to the
99%.
Questcast. We're just going to talk
changed.
about The Quest.
Startups call this
We-
a pivot.
We lured you in. Now you're stuck.
All right. As I said, I do not have the experience with Kurt Russell that I have with Keanu Reeves. So the first question I'd like to ask all of you, and we'll start with Dan on this one. How many Kurt Russell movies of this list have you seen?
I was shocked when I went through the list earlier today that I had only seen 9 of them.
Whoa. That's crazy. That's Evan levels crazy from Cool Breeze.
Bonkers to me.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me take a quick look because I just looked at my list and I think I'm at 10 and not 9. But
Okay.
still, that is too few.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I am at 10. But still.
10 of 58, 59, somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Lindsay, how many of these films have you seen?
I am at the very ominous 13 of these films.
13. Okay.
So the first movie that gets up from the table dies.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, that's part of the thing with 13 is if you sit down at a table with 13 people, the first one who stands up is going to be the first one who dies.
This is why Lindsay's here. I like it. I like it. So thanks. Erich, I'm expecting big things from Erich. How many of these have you seen?
So it's right around 26 or 27.
Okay.
And that's being conservative. I've seen like bits and pieces of other ones, like 3,000 Miles to Graceland. I think I've seen like a third of that kind of thing. So fully saw and remember, I'm going to go with 26.
Wow. That's okay. You're at the, so far, so good. All right. And Whitney, what do you got?
Well, as Cool Breeze established for anyone who listened to it, I don't know what movies I have seen and not seen. So I think I've seen 12.
12. Okay.
I Don't know if that's true or not. I think on this list I've seen 12 of them. It's entirely possible that I've seen more. But I will add a caveat that my boyfriend has introduced me to 3 of these movies in the last year. So before that, it was 9.
Okay.
God
Interesting.
bless that boy.
3.
Yeah. There are 3 movies on this list that are fairly strong, like Kurt Russell tentpole movies that I had not seen until the last sort of calendar year or so. So I am currently at 12, but if you had asked me a year ago, 9.
All right. I am at a little bit better than Lindsey, not quite as good as Erich. I'm at 19 of these films. So, with some notable omissions, which I would love to get to right now. So, of all of the, what we would call, as Whitney just put it, tentpole Kurt Russell films, which one of these would surprise most people that you haven't seen? Right. So
Backdraft.
Wow, Backdraft. I remember that though. Actually, okay, all right.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm pretty sure that everything I know about Backdraft I learned from the Universal Studios ride, quote unquote,
Where
of
everything is on
Backdraft, where
fire.
you just stood in a hot room on fire. And then there was like a documentary on how fire's crazy and all the different forms it can take. I think that's the only experience that I've had with Backdraft, and I feel like Backdraft for a lot of people our age range is kind of the first Kurt Russell that you remember, and I don't have that. So that's a big one for me that I think people would be surprised about.
Interesting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, Kurt Russell's obviously done a lot of huge things. What's one that might surprise people that you haven't seen?
Probably Big Trouble in Little China.
Really?
Same.
Nope. Oh, both of you. Both of you.
all in for a treat.
Fun.
I will say, though, that's
times.
one of those that I've been introduced to in the last year. So I can't talk too big a game about having seen it, even though I've seen it twice.
I was almost going to take a guess at what were the 3 movies that Jamie had shown you the past
do
year.
it.
And that,
Take
that
a
was
guess.
going to be on the list.
Okay, Big Trouble in
so
Little
I was-
China is one. What are the other
Big Trouble
two?
in Little China, The Thing,
Correct.
and Escape from New York.
Correct.
Those are the ones
Dan.
I would have guessed too.
100% correct, all of you.
One
Nailed
second.
it.
Hold on.
Points all around.
Got it. Got it.
Yes, those are the 3 that I have been shown. And Big Trouble in Little China I've now seen twice. So
All right.
If we do any live watches, I want to hang out with people watching Big Trouble in Little China for the first
Big
time.
Trouble in Little China. Yeah.
yeah, no,
'Cause
like
it
when
is
Lindsey
delightful.
and Dan watch it for the first time, I would like to be there.
All right. I think
Absolutely.
that could be. I think that could be arranged. Mm-hmm. Erich, I don't. It sounds like you've seen a lot of these, but any notable omissions for you?
Almost 50%.
I mean, Backdraft is actually a big one for me too.
Really?
I have not seen it. I don't know. It was a movie about firemen. It just didn't sound that exciting.
Fair. Hey,
So
I get it.
yeah, I have not seen that one.
If Universal Studios has taught me anything, it's not that exciting.
That's rude. That's rude.
Well, they've now replaced it with Transformers, so...
Which is very exciting. I understand. Giant mecha
Is it though?
fighting. No, it's not. It's Michael Bay. Come on.
Yeah. Michael
Get
Bay.
out of here, Michael Bay.
Nothing's
Scram.
interesting because everything is edited the same.
Welcome
So
to
your brain can't
Baycast.
Starting with The Rock.
Pain and
No, I
gain,
don't
though, right? You guys, pain and gain.
Pain and Gain. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Come on.
Okay, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
The Rock is
The
good.
most bankable star in Hollywood right now.
Of course. I think mine might be Tombstone. Haven't seen Tombstone.
I also think that I have not seen that one. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99.9% sure that I have not seen that one.
Okay.
Okay. You might want to be a little less sure about that
Nope,
one.
I'm 99.9% sure, Lindsay.
Is this another
I was
Constantine scenario?
It is. I was 100% sure that I had never seen Constantine. I had
Correct.
seen it. nothing even seemed familiar when I watched it. There was no hints of recognition in my brain anywhere. I was so sure that I had never seen Constantine, and then Lindsay said, P.S. we totally saw it together.
Lindsay, did you take your sister to see Tombstone?
It was at our house video rental watching of Tombstone, so I did not take her anywhere. But we have watched Tombstone together. And while I can understand her forgetting Tombstone, I am still to this day shocked she forgot Tilda Swinton in those amazing costumes from Constantine. Like, how? How is that not seared beautifully into your brain?
Seared beautifully. Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. I mean, Big Trouble, that is certainly when people are making art of Kurt Russell. His character, Jack Burton, often appears in the artwork, right? And the same, not so much Backdraft, though. That the character he plays in that is a little bit more, it's a little more generic, I guess. I don't know. This is an interesting list. So I guess my next question then, of the movies you've seen, what was the first one that you watched? So I'm going to just continue with my order. Dan, what was the first Kurt Russell movie you watched?
I think technically The Fox and the Hound.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That checks out. Lindsay, what do you got?
It was either The Fox and the Hound or the one and only genuine original family band. Those
Correct.
were both in
I
rotation
don't know
at about
which
the
was
same
first,
time.
but they were very
Yes.
close to one another.
Those were both in our rotation as little children. So I do not know which of those two was first, but they are basically simultaneous.
All right. Okay. Again, I have no recollection I have no idea what I'm in for the first basically 10 years of his career. Maybe more, 15 years. I feel like it's going to be a lot. It's going to be, I don't know.
Now you see him, now you don't. It's going to be good.
All right. I got to take your word for it. Let's see. Erich, what was the first one you saw?
I think it was probably Overboard. Overboard was one of those movies that was running on HBO a lot.
Yeah.
And
caught it in rotation.
That was on TV all the time.
So
I think after Fox and the Hound and the one and only genuine original family band, that is the first Kurt Russell movie I saw. After those kids movies that I watched, I think Overboard is the first one that I saw for that same reason. It was on TV a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely the first image my brain goes to when somebody says Kurt Russell. Is
that glorious
Overboard and
mullet,
him doing that thing with the
mullet
tank top
and
and the
tank
mullet.
top and both. Although
mullet,
honestly,
yeah.
mullet and tank top could be about 70% of Kurt Russell's filmography.
Yeah,
so.
I was going to
it's
say just that
definitely
period
chunk
of time.
his career.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
very
pretty
strong
much.
mullet tank top vibe.
Fun. I think the first film of his that I saw that I actually remember was Breakdown of all of them. And I just remember not really liking that movie because I think I saw it right around the time it had come out. And I have not seen it since, but I seem to remember a large truck and him making a series of bad decisions. So that's really my memory of Breakdown. I don't think I ever saw The Fox and the Hound. I really don't think that was ever part of the. Is that a Disney movie? Is that?
It is
It
a
is.
Disney
It's a
movie.
Disney animated movie.
Yeah,
and it is very tragic to show.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
I don't think
It's a
that
big
was on
old
rotation.
bummer.
Unbelievable. Can't wait for a bummer Disney movie. Okay.
The first half is a delight if you want to just watch the first
Right.
half.
Generally, it's the
Yeah.
other way around, is it not? Like Bambi, the first half is the bummer, and then it turns out okay. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Did you see the end of Bambi?
I don't remember actually.
To break it to you.
No, I don't want to know. I want to just assume everything's okay at the end of Bambi. So
Sure, it's great.
the final question I want to ask, at least in this, as we're talking about Kurt Russell, is what's your current favorite Kurt Russell movie? So of the ones you've seen, what's the one you're like, God damn.
Big Trouble in Little China.
All right. Whitney, coming out strong
Coming
for
out
Big
strong.
Trouble. Dan, what do you got?
it's a nearly perfect movie in my eyes. It's The Thing.
The Thing. Okay, John Carpenter. Dig it. All right. Erich, what are you thinking?
Wow. It's a real Sophie's choice for me. It's a 3-way tie.
I don't know about this, but okay.
Right, look. In my living room over my sofa is a poster from Escape from New York.
Okay.
Oh.
My all-time favorite horror movie is The Thing. And I've got a real weird soft spot for Sky High.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
That movie's a
Sky
lot
High.
of fun. Yep.
I am looking forward to seeing it because I have not seen it, but you're
Where
not
hell
the
is
first person
Sky
to say
High?
that.
Oh, 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even heard of that movie. I didn't even know.
You've
It's like
never
a high
heard of
school
the
full
High
of
School for
superheroes.
Superheroes movie?
No. That must have flown under my radar. I don't know. There's a whole period right there in the 2000s where I'm like, what are these movies?
It is delightful. It's got Linda Carter. It's got Jim Rash. It's got Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, well, I'm sold on Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Okay.
It's wonderful.
All right. In the remake of The Thing, which,
Which I'm glad we left off this list.
I mean, why would he's not in that
Really,
one?
it's more of
Doesn't
a
matter.
prequel, but still.
Hey, did you guys know that Arctic researchers in the Antarctic have a midwinter solstice celebration where they watch The Thing every year?
Good for
That's
them.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
All right.
Yeah, I just found that out recently, and I thought that was very cool of them.
Right. What else
I
are
mean,
they doing?
talk about a movie to put you on edge, though, when you're stuck in a, I
Right.
mean, I know I just admire, that's like going into the woods and telling spooky stories,
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to go to the Crystal Lake and watch Friday the 13th. Let's go.
It's basically a tie for me, too, so I understand Erich's situation because, I have very strong feelings as a child for Stargate. But as an adult, if I just saw these movies now with no nostalgia attached to them, it would probably be The Thing. But I cared very deeply about Stargate for
We did. We cared
2
very
years.
deeply about Stargate for a while.
That movie is a lot of fun.
and I was a total Egyptology nerd.
Oh, okay.
And
very
also,
into
we grew up in a
aliens,
sci-fi
so-
household. So, being in a
Yeah.
sci-fi household and being an Egyptology nerd, you can't really ask for better than Stargate.
That was the perfect storm for you guys.
Also, that was the only time that James Spader was hot.
The one and only time. Although my later experience with James Spader has kind of retroactively ruined the one movie where he was hot for me. I mean, his hotness, not the movie.
Wait. Do we want to go down this rabbit hole?
No, we don't want to talk about James Spader anymore.
Okay. The Watcher.
I don't know. It's a funny story. No.
This is good. Maybe Patreon content. I don't know. Hold on. Let me write some stuff down. Spader. How mad would you all be if I said Vanilla Sky?
Ooh, kind
I
of
mean,
mad.
that's on my haven't seen list, so.
Oh, good. It's not. I just wanted to see if anybody would be. Mine's.
I mean, I'm not going to be mad at anyone for their opinions on favorite movies or something.
I would
right?
be.
I would just judge you a lot.
Sure, I understand. I think it might not surprise anybody, but mine is probably Tango and Cash. I think that fits with I like the vibe of that movie. A lot of playful ribbing from those two. So yeah, I think that's
Lots of homoeroticism.
yeah. Hi, sometimes that's
You like what you like.
yeah. You can, come on,
I mean,
come on.
I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. So,
Yeah, that's it.
totally
That's
fine.
like the creed of this group of people with our podcasts.
Yeah.
So that's cool. All right. So we have a good temperature for where everyone is in terms of Kurt Russell experience and proclivities, which is wonderful.
Proclivities? Jesus. Okay.
Hey, so we want to try.
Tango and Cash again.
Didn't know it was going to be that kind of podcast. All right.
You just shout it out if you want. This is to no one in particular. because it seems like a lot of us don't have a ton, Erich aside, having seen about half of these. We don't have like a ton of experience. So are there any of these that you're really looking forward to either seeing or revisiting?
Sky High.
Interesting. Yeah.
Sky High for sure. Death Proof.
Yes.
Is that a C
too.
or a rewatch?
That is a C. That's
a
another
C.
one that
That's
like
a C for me
Wow.
as well.
Interesting. Okay.
that's one I almost said that one for one that I would that people would be surprised I hadn't seen because I'm a big horror movie person. And that one was just like right in that timing where I was just not into horror movies yet, and I haven't filled that gap yet. So I'm very excited to do that.
I'm also very excited about the Christmas Chronicles 2, the return of Sexy Santa. Because I was very into Sexy Santa last year.
Yeah.
And I am excited to watch the new one.
I wrote down actually your exact when we had decided about the Kurt Locker. Hold on, I have it right here. Yeah, you said
No.
if you like Santa who fucks, then you're gonna love the Christmas Chronicles. So, and it's true. It holds
Why are you
up.
laughing so hard about that? You say that all the time, like a surprising amount about
Do
the
I?
Christmas Chronicles one. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, he clearly does, so...
I mean,
Clearly. I mean, he gives off a very surprisingly strong vibe of that for it being a children's movie.
yeah, lots of BDE. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It's
Yeah.
all over the screen.
I'm looking forward to Big Trouble in Little China because it is such a notorious movie for me to never have seen. And likewise, Escape from New York, which is another one I haven't seen.
You're gonna love Escape from New York.
You are gonna just eat it up.
You are going
it's
to,
so
having
good.
seen it and having had it go from like something I'd never seen or really even heard of much to being in the top favorite movies that I have, you are going to love Escape from New York. So that's a good pick.
Well, that makes me even more excited because you two are very capable of judging my taste and knowing what I will like and not like. So if Daniel and Whitney both say I like it, that is pretty good odds.
All right. Okay. Erich, revisit or see for the first time?
That'll lead right into my spin-off Carpenter cast, where we can just talk about John Carpenter movies.
God, sign me the fuck up.
12and24.com/carpentercast.
I'm interested in Bone Tomahawk. That was a recent one that I missed, and the more I hear about it, the more it sounds like it was very much my steez, and I'm not sure how I missed it. So I'm looking forward to watching that one.
That's one of my recent kind of favorites of his, unexpectedly so, because at the end of it, I think to myself, if this was described to me properly, I probably would not have watched this movie. But after having watched it, I'm like, this was such an interesting thing that I just witnessed. So without, no plots or anything. But yeah, Bone Tomahawk, it's a good one.
I was going to say, what I've heard about it is that it's like Wild West Beowulf. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, actually. That's not bad. I don't know who said that, but they should be on the cover
also
of the
that
box.
Yes, that was a friend describing it to me, but also there was some Native American groups who were very not happy with that movie. So
I could see that too. I definitely see that.
We will talk about that when we get there.
Right. There are some things to say. I don't know if I have any of these. The one I think Poseidon for me is one that I'm interested in revisiting. I had seen that and I can't remember too much about it other than that he was in it and everybody and I look at a movie like that and I'm like, I would be dead because I can't hold my breath for more than 30 seconds underwater. Meanwhile, these people are doing very intricate tasks in salt water with their eyes open. So that might be one. And then
You should really temper your excitement about Poseidon. I'm just.
I don't know. I'm just pulling them out because, like, really, I'm excited to revisit Escape from New York because it has been quite a while since I've seen that. Yeah, revisit The Thing. Yeah, I think everything that y'all have said is pretty good. And Poseidon, to maybe now, rose-colored glasses, Poseidon. I think that's great. I think everything we've talked about here is wonderful. I'm really looking forward to this.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun.
Our first film next week, I couldn't find it anywhere. Okay. I looked on every streaming service. You cannot get it. As far as I could tell, you could not get it anywhere except when I typed it into YouTube, and the full movie is just on YouTube, just uploaded by some random guy. So that's where we're going to watch it. It's called Guns of Diablo. And has anyone seen this one?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. That sounds like a very made up satire name for a
It
movie.
absolutely does.
Yeah. See, this is the part I could say this.
Oh shit! I just looked up the poster, and the poster only. I didn't want to go into, but it's a Charles Bronson.
Yeah. What? It is Charles Bronson starring. Right out of the gate. I watched like the first minute of it just to see quality-wise what we're dealing with here. And it's not, it's like what I would describe as barely passable. So just the YouTube quality is...
So
It's
you've got
not
that
unlike-
to look forward to.
Sure. It's not unlike when we had to watch One Step Away for Keanu, also on YouTube, split into 3 parts. It's only a 28-minute movie, but for some reason it was in 3 parts. I could say for me, I don't know how I feel about like these first 12 films. I look at the names of these, and this is just, I want to go in optimistic, but I'm like, man, Westerns are not really my jam. And it seems like that's basically what he did as a child actor. And I cut off like the first like 6 years before Guns of Diablo, where it was all TV movies of Westerns. And I was like, God. So
I think you're gonna like Now You See Him, Now You Don't. That's a wild out, like off the wall prediction, and I don't know if that's gonna be true, but I feel in my gut.
Okay. All
I
right.
have a special place in my heart for the computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Disney stuff's going to be fun.
The Disney stuff is fun.
All right. Okay.
I mean, Walt Disney's last words were Kurt Russell, so like...
That is the weirdest shit in the world, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I wonder how Kurt feels about that. How would you feel about that if someone's last words were your name?
Pretty dope.
It depends on the person.
I think it depends on me, on the inflection, really. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, are they bitterly yelling it? Are
Yeah.
they fondly saying
If they're
that's the thing,
bitterly
Walt
yelling it, then I am
Disney-
so happy.
Walt Disney like scrawled them
Mission
on a piece of
accomplished.
paper, right?
Yeah, it was on a piece of paper.
They were like written on like a receipt or the back of an envelope or something on his desk was like Kurt Russell, and then he died.
Which is typically how you alert the world to who your murderer was. So
Generally, yes. So interesting character we've chosen here. Potentially murdered Walt
Welcome
Disney.
to
Who
12 and
knows? You don't
24
know.
Serial. We'll be investigating the death of Walt Disney.
I do think it's very interesting that you landed on a Kurt Russell rewatch when you don't like Westerns.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about that until it was too late, and we were the train had already kind of left the station. Here's what it is actually. My experience of him is, I think, primarily current day, right? Where he is. I mean, don't get me wrong, The Hateful Eight, right, and Bone Tomahawk, 2 movies back to back where it is essentially that role. But like, it's like Furious 7 and Death Proof and For Better or Worse, Vanilla Sky, and I'm thinking of Escape from New York, and I keep forgetting about all these little things in between that he's done. But he keeps coming back to the role of a cowboy for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think maybe it might just be these early movies I'm a little skeptical about, because the way that Westerns were made and the music and I don't know.
It's going to be okay, Andrew.
We'll see.
It's going to be all
Help
right.
Sherpa me through this, everyone, please. For the love of God.
This is going to be a turning point in your life.
I'm going to be
And
all
you will
Westerns
find
all the time.
that you just love. You're just going to be mainlining Shane soon enough.
I haven't seen that. I know how it ends, though. I think Quentin Tarantino spoiled it for me. Okay. So we haven't... no one has seen Guns of Diablo. It's an hour and 14 minutes. It's a tight film, tight 74. So you get through it in pretty short order. Anything else we want to say about Kurt, about this endeavor at a high level before we wrap it up, this first episode? Hopes, dreams?
I'm stoked. He's one of my faves, so.
I'm stoked. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this.
I have a Snake Plissken action figure, dude. I mean, come on.
Snake Plissken, all right.
Thought he was dead.
I thought he'd be taller.
Spoilers. All right. So here's something y'all can help me out with then. I don't have a great sign off for this. Keanu, again, felt very natural to me. I knew what our sign off was as soon as Whitney and Evan said yes. I was like, we're going to be excellent to it. We're going to party on. Take a look at this. What is this? Is this a good sign off? The one I have in here?
I like it.
You like it? Some of you don't even know what it's from.
Yeah.
Wait, where would I see it?
In the
notes. Click on it.
in the
notes
agenda,
for this?
all the way at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where were the notes?
Erich, you got to click on the right. It's the full episode list. You go to the first one right next to it. It says open.
Other than the fact that it says home fries instead of home fires, I like it.
Yeah, that's right. Stupid autocorrect.
Listen,
Every time I click on the link, it says, oops, something went wrong. So
I recognize the character name because even though I haven't seen it, I know Jack Burton. But I didn't know if it was home fires or home fries. I just assumed that the quote was home fries because I do like my home fries burnt. So
Perfect. Okay. We'll stick with that one for now.
Yeah, I was going to suggest a different Jack Burton quote, but this one is actually pretty good, so.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
you could always go with Whitney's Santa Who Fucks.
Right. I don't know how I could turn that into like a...
thanks,
let's
everybody,
not
and
end
don't forget,
every
Santa
episode with
fucks.
that.
Right. Never forget. This Santa fucks. Real quick. Oh my God. Real quick. Let's just run down. Dan, where could people keep up with you on the internet?
They can find me on Twitter at Dantendo64, and also if they want to watch stupid videos that I make, follow me on TikTok at Dantendo64. Really, if you want to find me anywhere online, find me at Dantendo64.
Perfect. Lindsey, where can people keep up with you?
My Twitter is Lindsey Nelson. That's Nelsen. And my Instagram is Lindsey Cameron Nelson. And that's mostly just pictures of the gelato that I make.
Oh,
So,
it's just so good.
Perfectly
It's
curated
just so
account if I've
mouth-watering.
ever seen one.
Thank you.
Erich, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Platypus Jones, and as always, I am huge on Pinterest.
Don't
The
forget,
biggest.
Never forget.
huge on Pinterest.
An influencer.
Yeah. I'll never let him forget it, so you shouldn't forget it either.
It's true. Whitney, where are you at?
I am at Whitney_Nelson, Nelsen, on Twitter. I haven't tweeted much lately because I'm deep in a pandemic unemployment fog right now. So still have not found a job if you've been following along from Cool Breeze. But Twitter's been kind of silent, but I do retweet the stuff that I've been on, podcasts and other things there. And then if you want to see pictures of my dog, which are multitudinous on Instagram, it's Whitney Nelson with no _.
Perfect. I am at Dark Driving on Twitter and Instagram. I would advise everyone to go to 12and24.com. Check out all the stuff we have there. And if you want to join our Discord, which is this little chat situation that we have set up for all of our listeners, just go to 12and24.com/Discord. That's an invite link for you to come and join us. You're not allowed in the studio. That's just for the hosts. But we're also here chatting, having fun, doing all this good stuff. So come hang out. It's great. It's almost in real time. and it's more curated than Twitter, which can sometimes be a little crazy. So that's what I'll say. I think that brings us to the end of this episode, which I think went really well. If I'm, I'd give us 4, maybe 5 stars.
Yeah, on iTunes. Please and thank you.
So with that, thank you all for joining us. And in the immortal words of Jack Burton, sit tight, hold the fort, and keep the home fries burning.
Oh boy.
It's perfect. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh boy.